All right, welcome back to Wimbledon. Day number 4. And we've got Iga Swiatek taking on Caty Mcnally. The winner is going to play Danielle Collins. So Collins Swiatek on grass is only one match away. So that sucks. Hopefully Swiatek doesn't know that going into this. I mean, it would have been better if Collins hadn't have just finished, because now Swiatek's going to go play this match knowing who she's going to play. Hopefully she doesn't know who she's going to play, because that is not ideal. We know how that rivalry has been. It's just unpleasant. It's just not a fun match for Swiatek. It's just an unpleasant situation, you know. It's not so much that it's a that it's a bad matchup. She has beaten Collins before many times, but it's just not it's not a fun match for Swiatek. She seems to struggle with that matchup because it's not friendly. It's just not a friendly match. It's not a fun match. You know, it's not friendly. You're not playing someone that you. She's not playing someone that respects her very much, unfortunately. But that's what makes it interesting for all of us when Collins plays Swiatek. So we've got to see whether or not Swiatek does get through this match. If she will be playing Collins, we know that confirmed. So tomorrow the schedule's out. Fakina Fritz on center court. Interesting. Then Alcaraz, then Sabalenka, Raducanu, obviously on center court. Other than that, Fonseca Jarry court 3 or court 2. Okay. Okay. Pretty good schedule. Pretty good schedule tomorrow. Pretty decent schedule. I love Fritz Fonseca. Chad, I'm and maybe I don't think it's because I have $5 on him, but I really like watching Fritz this week. I've been really Fritz on grass. I love that. I love Fritz on the grass. I love watching Fritz on the grass. I think he's just got such a he has such a potential, you know, to do well here. He's played well on the grass before. He's had some big wins on the grass before, you know. So we're going to watch Fritz. We might watch Fritz Fakina. We'll see. It's definitely on my radar. But I'm liking. I mean, we loved watching the first round. That was fun with Puricar. He's like Raonic. Maybe a little bit of like Raonic. Maybe a better baseliner though. But I'm just loving Fritz's attitude on grass. Like the way that when he wins the match, he's like he's on a mission. And I love that, like the intensity that he's bringing, especially when like his generation are losing, right? Zverev, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, they've all lost, right? And he is that, like Berrettini even lost, right? And it's cool to see Fritz be like, well, no, I'm one of the 90s generation and I'm not going anywhere. Like he's almost defiant to prove that no, we can do well here. It's not Alcaraz and Sinner are still, their generation is not taking over. Like he's almost playing for the entire generation. At this point, he is because he's the last one standing. But yeah, I've been really fun to watch Fritz. It's been really, really fun. All right. But Swiatek taking on Mcnally. Now, Mcnally was the doubles partner of Gauff early on when she first started coming through. And then, but then obviously Pegula came along and Gauff Pegula started playing. And now Gauff doesn't play doubles. And Mcnally was her and Gauff were supposed to be the next American superstars. Mcnally, though, injuries have kind of delayed her success. But let's see what she can do on this grass court. She's got a protected ranking, which is why how she got in here, into the tournament. So we'll see. Djokovic competitive match so far. Yeah, she's taken on Dollarhide. She's down a break already. And yeah, we're backing her up 4-3 against Zachary. Bencic is up 4-3 against Giacomo. So all of that is happening. Imagine Sampras in 2009 at 38 battling for Grand Slams with Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal. That's what Djokovic is doing. Yes, he is doing that. But we got to remember that truly defying nature, this man, yes. But Roger Federer also did that. Roger just, it's not like we haven't seen anyone do that since, but yes, great comparison. I love it. Sampras would have been 38 in the 2009. That would have been crazy to watch. I wish we had seen that. That would have been awesome. And Djokovic doing it is great, but we've got to remember that Roger did it too. If you're going to mention, I know you probably, if you maybe you don't want to mention Roger, but Roger was doing it in 2019. So, yes, it's amazing that Djokovic is doing this. But Roger also, maybe we forget that Roger was that old because he wasn't playing young guys. He was playing the same generation of guys, whereas Djokovic is playing a different generation at that same age. And Federer didn't play Sinner and Alcaraz in 2019, but Federer did do that as well. Again, it should be mentioned. It shouldn't be overlooked that Federer was also 38 when he was competitive and winning, pushing to slam glory, right? He was also doing that. But it is impressive that Djokovic is doing that against a new generation, whereas Federer wasn't doing it against the new generation. He was doing it against Medvedev and Zverev and Tsitsipas, who were the new generation at the time. But he's not doing it. You're right, though. He's not doing it against the Sinner and Alcaraz generation, right? That's impressive that Djokovic is doing that. He's competitive against this young, aggressive generation. Because some people don't rate the Medvedev generation as highly. But Federer still did that. Federer was still there in the midst of his late 30s. He was still doing stuff. Got to appreciate that. Got to remember that. Even though we think that Djokovic and Nadal were all the same age, Federer was older than them. He was much older than them. People seem to forget that Roger was 5 years older than Djokovic and Nadal. Yeah, exactly. I think that is why I think people forget that it wasn't the same. Yeah. But I tell you though, what you bring up is a good point. I would have loved to see Sampras at 38 taking on Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. That would have been crazy. I would have even taken a 2005 Sampras takes on Roddick at Wimbledon. How good that would have been. If Sampras just could have played a little longer, take on Roddick at Wimbledon in like an 05 or a 2006. That would have been. I would have taken that. Or a Nadal Sampras on grass. Ooh. That would have been great. Would have loved that. Would have been really interesting. But Sampras' injuries got the better of him. And back in 2002, players didn't play till 40. It was maybe two players in the history of the sport had played that long, played until 40. Or as in the top players in the world. Now it's normal that all the best players in the world play till 40. Sinner and Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverev, also 5 years difference. Yeah. Sampras could have beaten Roddick, maybe. I don't know. At Wimbledon, I don't know. It would have been an ace off. Would have been some. It would have been interesting. They did play a couple of times, but not at Wimbledon. Federer and Serena were born in 1981. Yeah. Yeah, Federer Sampras did play in the 2000s in an exhibition that went through Asia. I think there was 3 of them. I think they might have played in the Philippines. One of them, maybe. But yeah, they did play a series of exhibitions. Kuala Lumpur was definitely one of the venues. What are the odds of Alcaraz Fonseca quarterfinals? If Fonseca can get through Jarry, it's high. It's a high chance. Raducanu won the first set. Nice. First set, 6-something. By the way, Opelka's taken on Nakashima. That feels like 5 sets, 4 tiebreaks. Krejcikova back on serve. Ooh, trouble for Bencic. 5-4 Giacomo. I still think Jarry beats Fonseca in a close 4-setter. Yeah, I said 5 sets Fonseca, but I could see 4 sets Jarry. Yeah. Fed Sampras played at Wimbledon. Yeah, they did once. Is your body clock set for Wimbledon despite being Australian? Yeah. I've been on this clock for since the start of April. So yeah, it's yeah, I've been on this schedule for months, so it's kind of normal now. After Wimbledon, that's the struggle, because after Wimbledon, I've got to figure out how to get back to normal. I've been running this all-night schedule for months. My body clock is crazy. Maybe I should go to... maybe I'll get 0 jet lag if I go to Europe after Wimbledon. I'll go straight to Europe after Wimbledon and then be on the right time zone. I won't have to worry about it. US swing for Asia is going to be brutal. Yeah, US swing is brutal. It's like, especially for even Australia, it starts at like 2 a.m. It is a pretty tricky. I'd rather stay up all night than wake up and halfway through the night. Why is Collins suddenly playing well again? She just does. That's how she does. You think Alexandra Eala can make the final? Yeah, she could play well at grass. She could do some damage. I don't know about the final, but she could definitely be a problem for players. Her section of the draw is pretty open as well. All right, here we go, chat. Iga Swiatek trying to make the 3rd round of Wimbledon again. Let's see if she can. Collins' ground stroke speed is insane. Yeah, on grass especially as well would be crazy. All right. Collins thrives on negative energy. She's loving the carnage on the women's side. That's huge motivation for her. Okay. All right. McNally versus Swiatek. Let's see what happens. I don't want her to bully Swiatek. It's not entertainment for me. Yeah. I remember when Swiatek getting to the quarterfinals in 2023 and heavy favorite to reach final. Yeah. And then she had a tough match against Bencic and then a tougher match against Svitolina. 2023 Wimbledon was... I mean, if we go back, it wasn't even that long ago. The 2023 Wimbledon was crazy. Not just because Vondrousova won, but Raducanu. By the way, chat, if we go to the... Because we always talk about the final and go, oh, my Vondi was wild. Crazy result. But it was actually a very good tournament by the best players in the world. It wasn't as bad as this tournament has been for the best players. In the quarterfinals, chat, we had Swiatek, Pegula, Jabeur, Raducanu, Sabalenka, Keys, and Svitolina. And then Vondrousova was like the random. So it was a very tough, it was a very competitive and and it's funny because like the least likely player won. Because you would have thought Jabeur, who was coming off the final before, Raducanu, who won the title the year before, Swiatek, who was the best player on the planet and, you know, it wasn't great on grass, but, you know, it was a great opportunity. Pegula had, well, I mean, she should have beaten Vondrousova. Keys, Sabalenka, I mean, Sabalenka, we all know that what she's done since, and also she was the Australian Open champion going in. And Vondrousova was the one who got through it all. You know, Svitolina had been to semifinals many times, so her winning wouldn't have been weird either. But like out of that quarterfinal lineup, the player that was least expected to win, because who would have thought Vondi on grass was a thing until then? Because I think we all look back at the final and we think, oh, Jabeur missed the opportunity, but it wasn't a random tournament until Vondrousova came through. Like Garcia lost in the Coco lost first round to Kenin, which was an upset. Garcia lost in the third round, right? Sakkari lost first round, but on grass that's not really her thing. Kvitova lost fourth round, not bad. Bencic lost fourth round with a match point against Swiatek. Mukova lost first round. Krejcikova wasn't expected to be a grass court player at that point. She retired in the second round anyway. But the players that made the quarterfinals, 7 out of the 8 players that made it, we were expecting one of those 7 to win, and the one that we didn't expect she won. So Wimbledon 2023 wasn't as random as we thought. It was just the random champion. You know, we had Pegula making it into that quarterfinal. You know, missed opportunity for her. Jabeur had a great run up until that final. You know, Raducanu was winning as a defending champion. Keys took out Andreeva along the way to make that quarterfinal. Sabalenka, she was dominating until she came up against Ons. Swiatek was playing well on grass for the first time, her best result ever. Svitolina was coming back from having a baby, and on a run, she beat Kenin and Azarenka along the way. So it was actually not that random 2023 Wimbledon. It was just the Vondrousova winning was random. But it was very good. But it was also, if we look back in hindsight, it was a missed opportunity. A big miss for everybody I just named. Swiatek could have won Wimbledon. Pegula could have won her first slam. Jabeur could have won her first slam. Sabalenka could have won Wimbledon. That was open for her. Keys could have won Wimbledon as well that year. You know, Svitolina could have got to a Grand Slam final for the first time. So it was a missed opportunity slam, I think, more than anything. You know, yes, random champion in Vondi, but the rest of the tournament, it was a missed opportunity for a lot of players. Especially for ladies like Swiatek, who Wimbledon's not been great for her. You know, in the main draw, Sabalenka's played Wimbledon every second year because of injury or getting banned, so that was a missed opportunity for her. Svitolina missed the opportunity to make a final. Pegula missed an opportunity as well by being up against Vondi, who ended up winning. Jabeur obviously missed the opportunity of getting her first slam. So again, 2023 was so wild. Yes, because of the champion, but also it was super competitive. Like, it was a very competitive and very high profile tournament that Vondi navigated, which is more impressive that she was able to, right? Anyways, Swiatek, can she make the third round again and try and take on Collins on a grass court? That's what she's got to do. As the return goes into the forehand of Swiatek, find out from McNally into the slice of Swiatek. McNally forehand to the forehand of Swiatek. As McNally backhand goes wide. And Swiatek wins the first point of the match. Love 15. By the way, it is a set and a break. Set and 1-1 for Sakkari and Raducanu. Raducanu's winning. Krejcikova is up 5-3. Opelka and Nakashima have just started. All right, 15 love. Swiatek serves in the backhand of McNally. Return goes to the forehand of Swiatek. McNally into the forehand again as Swiatek. McNally on the stretch. Again, the forehand of Swiatek as McNally into the backhand of Swiatek to the backhand slice of McNally. Swiatek forehand cross court. McNally on the stretch. Swiatek goes down the line, but he's a winner for 30 love. 30 love. 2023 was so good. Wimbledon was so good, especially with Ons getting through her insane draw. Yeah, Ons had a great run too. I mean, she took out, 4 Grand Slam champions in a row? All right, 30 love. Thanks for sharing the good tennis, Cam. Cheers. Hey, no worries, Anna and Kirk from Portugal. 40 love. Love. Swiatek serves again. Fault. Second serve. There's a bit of a return now. Nope. Swiatek double faulted. 40-15. $40-15. There's a forehand into the forehand Swiatek. Forehand now from Mcnally. Into the forehand Swiatek is Mcnally down the line. Swiatek back in the net. It's 40-30. It was fun seeing her rise to prominence with all the hoop players fun around it. 40-30. Swiatek serving to take the first game. Swiatek serves the forehand Mcnally. And then Swiatek inside out forehand winner. And it's one love Swiatek. 1-0. All right. One low Swiatek. All right, love 15. As that goes out by Mcnally, love 30. Hey, thank you, Wow, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. All right. 15:30 as Swiatek gets it out. As Mcnally serves a let. Rebecca's up 3-1 in the second. Nice. All right, 1540. All right, 1540. First has a fault, second serve. Alexandra Eala wins. All right. She is not one to overlook. She's tough. Return goes in the forehand of McNally. Forehand of Swiatek. Again, the forehand of McNally is Swiatek forehand of the line. Is a winner. Swiatek 2-love. Swiatek with the break. 2-love. All right. All right. Swiatek is striking the ball well. Yeah. This is hopefully good practice for the Collins match. All right, 15-love. There's a backhand from McNally into the back of Swiatek. McNally backhand. Drop shot. Swiatek is with a forehand flick cross-court winner. 30-love. Great shot from Swiatek. All right. Swiatek, 30-15. $30-15. As the return goes to forehand, Swiatek forehand now from McNally as Swiatek with a forehand again to the forehand of McNally, sliced into the net from McNally, and it's 40-15. All right, backhand Swiatek to go to 3-love, and that goes the net from McNally, and it's 3-love Swiatek. 3-love. All right. Cool. All right, Swiatek with a 3-love lead. All right. We're back in showing flashes of 3 years ago. Well, that's not good for scary for this matchup then. Potentially. All right, nice volley from McNally, 15-love. $15-love. As that goes out by McNally on the forehand, it's 15-all. As that goes out by Swiatek, 30-15. As McNally gets the 40-15, Swiatek hits it out again. 40-15. All right, 40-15 as McNally says the fault. Second serve. And the return goes in the backhand of McNally, but Swiatek hit it out. And it's 3-1 Swiatek with a break. All right. All right. As McNally misses the volley, it's 15-love. 15 love. We're back into wins. There you go. Backhand rally. McNally slices it back into the forehand Swiatek. McNally backhand again. Into the forehand Swiatek as McNally on the slice. Goes into the forehand Swiatek. McNally forehand again. Into the forehand Swiatek as McNally goes down the line. Swiatek's there with the backhand. Into the backhand of McNally. Forehand Swiatek cross-court winner. 30 love. 30 love. All right, 30 love. All right, 400 rally. Swiatek goes down the line with the long, 30-15. Why is it delayed? What's going on? It's 30-15. Why are we late? What's going on? Everything shit itself. All right, 30-15. Back here return the forehand Swiatek. Forehand goes in. 40-15. Swiatek for a 4-1 lead. $40-15. Swiatek serves the fault. Second serve. As the return goes to forehand Swiatek. Backhand now from McNally sliced. Swiatek back into the net. And it's 40-30. Swiatek holds 4-1. All right. All right. All right. Four one Swiatek. As McNally gets a 15 love. And the return goes in there by Swiatek, 30 love. As we go to 40 love. All right, 40-15. That's McNally with a forehand into the forehand Swiatek. McNally slice. The forehand Swiatek as McNally back on the stretch. Goes long. 40-30. Dimitrov won. Nice. All right, 40-30. Dimitrov versus Paul, great, a third round. That'd be crazy. 40-30. 7 to the back of Swiatek. Volley from McNally is good, but Swiatek with a passing shot win is better. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. The return goes into the backhand of McNally, but Swiatek hit it out. Advantage McNally. As McNally serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. To the person that said, "Are we mad for not watching Draper versus Cilic?" Thank you for reminding me. All right, back to deuce. Back to deuce. As McNally gets to advantage. Serve into the back and Swiatek. Back in now from McNally. Goes out and it's back to deuce. As we're just slicing the net from Swiatek and McNally gets to advantage. As we had a forehand to the backhand of McNally. Into the backhand of Swiatek. McNally wins the game. Swiatek has the break, though. All right. Swiatek 4-2. What's going on, people? Welcome to the doubleheader with Draper and Swiatek. Draper taking on Cilic. Interesting match. Former finalist versus a future finalist. And we got Swiatek, who's taking on McNally. She's down a break. So she's up a break already. So let's see what Swiatek can do in this one. Love 15. Swiatek serves the front of McNally. Return goes the front of Swiatek. McNally puts up a lob. And then Swiatek puts a... Oh, no, she missed the forehand. Love 30. Love 30. That was a bad miss. Love 30. Love 30. As we just serve now for Swiatek to the slice of McNally. Return goes to the back of Swiatek as McNally wins the point. Swiatek overhits it. All right. Love 40. McNally to get back on serve. As Swiatek serves. Into the front of McNally. Return goes to the front of Swiatek, who puts it away. One saved. 15-40. By the way, Krejcikova won the first set, but is losing the second. As the return goes to front of Swiatek. She hits another winner, and it's 30-40. 30-40. McNally not convinced that was in. That was in. 30-40. All right. Still break point for McNally. Swiatek serves again. Into the backhand of McNally. Swiatek forehand. McNally gets it back. Swiatek with a slice. Winner. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. Swiatek serves again. McNally returns into the front of Swiatek. McNally forehand. Again, the front of Swiatek is McNally down the line. Swiatek backhand cross. There's a bit of drop shot from McNally, and then the lovely volley winner. Advantage McNally. Advantage McNally. to get back the break. Serve to the forehand. McNally, return goes out. We get the deuce. What's my prediction for Draper? I think Draper wins in straights. Cilic might be able to push him, but I doubt Cilic is going to turn back the clock 10 years and make Draper sweat. I would be shocked if Draper played a 5-setter. Hey, thank you, Fly with CG, for the 30 months. 30 months. As that forehand on the stretch from McNally goes back, and Swiatek open court is out. Wow, Swiatek missing the easy one. Advantage McNally to get back on serve. Swiatek is making some bad mistakes in this game. As we get a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of McNally. Swiatek pass. McNally with a volley winner. Nice aggression from McNally with a kind of like a saber. Okay. Swiatek gives the break back, but that was a sloppy game from her, for sure. McNally back on serve. That was a great attack. Oh, puppy. Modern top spinners rarely win Wimbledon. Mats Wilander has never won one. Modern top spinners rarely win Wimbledon. What would you call Djokovic and Alcaraz? I mean, what do you mean? Djokovic, Alcaraz, Nadal? Murray? What do you mean? Also, Mats Wilander played when it was a serve volley court. They changed the court surface in 2001, 2002, and that's when it changed the game. So I don't know where you're getting your information from, but if you mean on the women's side, yeah, I mean that you can make a better argument there. But on the men's side, I mean pretty much every champion on the men's side in the last, at least the last 10 years, has been a modern top spinner, and they've won. Hasn't been since Goran in 01, since like a big server has won Wimbledon. All right, backhand drop shot into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally volley goes wide. And it is love 15. Cam, what factors weigh in the match? Weigh in the most when you select what match to watch and comment on? I don't know. Schedule. Forehand rally. As we're just slicing the net from McNally, and it's 15 all. Love 30. So basically, I have my the go-to players that we watch all the time, right? So there's a list of players that we watch every time. And then there's a list of players that we sometimes watch, depending on the schedule. And then there's matches that, there's everything else, right? So, we watch, there's players we have to watch. Then there's players like Draper is starting to become a must-watch instead of becoming a sort of like more of as Zverev Medvedev, where we're kind of watch sometimes. But again, it depends. And then sometimes there's nothing else to do, so we watch players because there's nothing else to watch. So like if there's, let's say the center court starts at 1 o'clock and there's a match on at 11 a.m., we'll watch something before center court if there's something on, like maybe Dasher plays, or maybe there's an interesting, young player playing, maybe someone like a Jovic or an Eala or something's playing early. We can, So that's basically it. It comes down to the schedule. We miss a lot of matches because the schedule kind of sucks at times, but yeah. But there's like players we have to watch, and then there's players, then it kind of goes from there. And if your player isn't the one that we want to watch, we'll hopefully watch them if they keep winning. Because eventually we watch everybody from the quarterfinals onwards. So, once we get to the quarterfinals, if your player's there, we're watching them. So, all right, 40-30 McNally to level this first set. Why are you doing Draper dirty with the thumbnail? Why are you crying? Swiatek gets it out 4-0. I think the last time we watched Cilic was Roland Garros 2022. No, we've definitely watched him since then. All right, 4-4. Four games all. Swiatek serves. She was up 4-1, Swiatek. She was kicking everyone's ass. And now we're here. She was dominating. All right. Love 15. All right, love 15. As McNally gets to love 30, a chance to take the break and lead here. All right. As Swiatek hits it wide, love 40. This is getting ugly. Love 40. To take the lead, McNally. Love 40. Swiatek serves. Into the forehand, McNally. Return goes out. All right. 15-40. One saved. Swiatek serves again. And the return goes into the back of Swiatek, who hits it down the line for a winner. 30-40. We're just waiting Draper to come out on court against Cilic. All right, 30-40. Swiatek still down a break point. Serve is too good. She gets the deuce. We get the deuce. Cilic might win today. Don't say that. All right, nice serving from Swiatek, and it's advantage Swiatek to take back the lead. By the way, Tommy Poulter started. He broke. There's a serve into the back end of McNally. Return goes into the back end of Swiatek. McNally pass. Swiatek volley. McNally pass. Too good. Back to deuce. All right. Deuce. As we get a let from Swiatek. Serve to the forehand of McNally. Forehand from Swiatek. Into the forehand of McNally. Swiatek backhand. Into the slice of McNally. Getting the back of Swiatek. McNally slice again. Into the forehand of Swiatek is McNally again. Forehand into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally goes down the line, but hits it long, and it's advantage Swiatek. The remaining what? Chad, you got to write smaller sentences. If you write big chunks of text, I'm not going to read it. You got to keep it short so I can see it and read it. I'll get halfway through a sentence and I'll just lose interest. Swiatek holds. 5-4. McNally will serve to stay in the set. Five to 4. Crazy how McNally came back? Yeah, kind of. All right, McNally will serve to stay in the set now. Draper and Cilic about to hit the court so we can get their match underway. Read this short text. That's better. I feel like Draper is going to play with an edge, giving his side of the bracket is cleared up. Yeah. All right. All right, here we go. McNally serving to stay in the set now. By the way, McNally just kind of laughing at Swiatek doing shadow swings. She's like, oh yeah, funny. That's a good one. Good, yeah, good shot. She's just having a little bit of a like smirk to her. All right, 5-4. Swiatek hit the tape and it went over. Love 15. Love 15. 15. As it a serve. Into the back of Swiatek. Return goes wide. 15 all. $15 all. As a return, goes in the back end of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Again, the forehand of Swiatek, and McNally gets the point though. Swiatek hits it long. And it's 30-15. McNally's from my city, Cincinnati. Hey, nice. There's McNally in the net, 30 all. 30 all. Is McNally serves again. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Return goes to the forehand of McNally. Swiatek backhand into the backhand of McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally gets the point. Swiatek overhits it again. 40-30. As the return goes to the net, and it's 5-0. Five. Draper's about to come out on court. Taking on Marin Cilic. Now, on paper, this is an interesting match, but hopefully for Cilic, he puts on a show so that we can really get excited by this matchup. All right, 5-5. Swiatek serves. Into the back of McNally. Forehand, Swiatek goes wide. And it's love 15. Love 15. There's a default second serve. Second serve as a return goes in the forehand of McNally. Swiatek goes short. McNally comes into the net. Up goes a lob. But McNally puts it away. Just love 30. Love 30. Love 30. All right, 15-30. Swiatek surviving. All right, Draper and Cilic walking out on court. Here we go. All right, 15:30 as Swiatek tries to take the lead again. 15:30. As the return goes into the backhand of Swiatek. Backhand now from McNally, sliced. Into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally forehand to the forehand again of Swiatek. To the backhand of McNally on the stretch. Swiatek backhand again. The backhand slice of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch again. McNally down the middle as Swiatek backhand inside out. McNally slices it back. Swiatek forehand again to the forehand of McNally. And Swiatek forehand goes wide. As she attempts it down the line. Change of direction. 15:40. McNally to get the break and lead. All right. 15:40. Swiatek serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the body of McNally, but she hits it out. And it's 30-40. 30-40. I'll tell you this, chat. Draper seems a little edgier today. Probably because he's playing a former finalist, but Draper's looking a little more. I don't know if it's a little more nervous or if it's a little more intense. Like he looks a little edgy at the moment. Again, maybe it's because he's playing against Marin Cilic, who's somebody. He's got a former finalist, Grand Slam champion, very capable on grass. As that goes out by Swiatek. McNally gets the break. Six-5 McNally. She's going to serve the set. Okay. All right. Okay. McNally will serve the first set. Cilic is going to serve first in this one. Okay, McNally serving to take us to take the first set. As she wins the first point with a serve and volley, 15-love. She came to the net with a forehand and volley. Beautiful drop volley winner. All right, 30-love, McNally. All right, 30-love. As we return now to the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand from McNally. Into the backhand slice of Swiatek. McNally sliced down the line. And Swiatek with a forehand again to the backhand of McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek as McNally backhand slice again. Swiatek forehand again to the backhand of McNally. Into that Swiatek forehand, and she hits it out. 40 love. Remember, Swiatek was up 4-1. Why the delay? I don't know. Somebody had to poop. 40 love. 3 set points to take the first set. $40 love. So in the forehand, Swiatek return the forehand of McNally. Swiatek forehand goes out. All right. Okay. McNally from 4-1 down to 7-5 first set. Swiatek is going to go to the bathroom. That was a 1-hour set too. That was not a short set. Draper and Cilic are about to start. Are we watching Sinner tonight? Yeah, watching Sinner. He's after Swiatek. Yep, Swiatek was up. She was almost up 5-1. Okay. Swiatek is in trouble. McNally takes the first, 7-5. Okay. Pia.
Come, what top spinners need to win Wimbledon.
Thank you, Dominic, for the donation. What top spinners need to do to win Wimbledon? I don't know. Depends on the men's or women's side. I think on the men's side, they don't have to do much because they win it anyway. The women's side, I think they need to have a good serve. Like, you need the serve to do the work if the top spin's not going to be, if the ground strokes aren't going to be as effective. So probably try and get that serve in. You have to be serving well. All right. Here we go. It's going to be... It is going to be a start for Cilic here. Okay. Who you got, Chad? I'm gonna go Draper in 4. I reckon Cilic might win a set, but I'm gonna go Draper in 4. All right. All right, chat. So I've just added an extra thing. So because people are asking, what is a protected ranking? So if you put PR in the chat, exclamation mark PR, it should come up with a little bit of a thing. So then for those who don't know what a protected ranking is, it'll tell you what a protected ranking is. Also, you know, what PR is. 30 love, by the way, Cilic. So hopefully that helps a little bit extra. Hopefully. All right. 40 love. Cilic shows an ace out wide. 40 love. 40 love. As Cilic, so Draper wins the point, 40-15. As Cilic holds in the first game, 1 love. Okay, Draper serving, 1 love, Cilic. 1 love, Cilic. All right, 15 love. Swiatek serves first in the second as Cilic goes to the back end of Draper. Back end from Cilic into the back end of Draper into the forehand of Cilic, who hits it inside out. Slice from Draper goes long. Love 15. Love 15. And that goes out by Swiatek, and it's 15-all. All right. As Draper wins a point, 15-all. The serve goes in the forehand of Mcnally. Forehand inside out to the backhand of Mcnally. Swiatek forehand cross court. Mcnally gets it. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Mcnally forehand in the net. It's 30-15. All right. There's a backhand from Cilic into the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehands to the backhand of Draper as Cilic with the forehand into the net. 30-15. As Draper serves. Into the backhand of Cilic. Return there. 40-15 as Swiatek trying to get the first game of the second. As that backhand goes in from Swiatek, and she takes the first game of the second. All right. All right, love 15. Draper takes the first point of the game. As in a point swinging volley by Swiatek, love 30. A chance for Swiatek to take the break early in the second. Remember, Swiatek was up 4-1 in the first. All right. As Draper gets a 15-30 and Swiatek gets a 15-40. Chance for Swiatek to break. Hey, thank you, Dominic, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. All right. 30-40. Swiatek hits it out. And we get to deuce. All right. Advantage Swiatek as she tries to get the break. And Draper, unfortunately, can't get a break point for him. I miss your play calling. Well, I'm just doing three things at once, all right? So just give me 2 seconds before you... comment. 3-2 for 2-1 for 2-1 for Cilic. Swiatek has had a lot of break points. We get the deuces. We get a serve and volley from McNally, and Swiatek with a backhand pass winner. Advantage Swiatek to get the break in the second. I cleaned up the explanations, chat, so they should be better. There should be one for lucky loser as well. There you go. Is that easier to explain? Do people understand what that says? As Swiatek hits it out, we get back to deuce. All right, we get back to deuce. McNally hanging in. Great. Sarath, you're kidding me, right? As Swiatek comes to the net and puts it away, advantage. I just tuned back. Oh, well then what the hell? What does PR mean? All right, advantage Swiatek. As that goes out by Cilic and it's 15-love. As McNally serves again. Into the corner, Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. Back to deuce. All right. Swiatek's had a lot of break points in this game. As Cilic hits his forehand wide and it's 30-love. Serve again from McNally. Here's a fault, second serve. Second serve, McNally. As we back in return, forehand return for Swiatek's a winner. Advantage Swiatek. As Swiatek looks to break. As we have a forehand now from the forehand of McNally. Back into Swiatek. Into the slice of McNally. That goes out. Swiatek breaks. 2-love in the second. All right. 30-15 drape up. As that goes in the net from Cilic, 40-15. There's a return. Nope, that's a fault. Second serve. Serve in the back end is a let. All right. Cilic with a lovely forehand winner. 40-30. Bencic wins. Nice. Good comeback. All right. Serve out wide the back of the Cilic, but it's a let again. All right. 30 love Swiatek to go to trying to go 3 love here. Swiatek serves again. Into the backhand of McNally. Return goes out. 40 love. As Draper shanks it wide and Cilic gets the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Swiatek goes to 3 love. Advantage Cilic to take the break to start this set. Advantage Cilic. Advantage Cilic. Draper in trouble. He was up 40-15, Draper. As Draper serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand, Cilic in the net. And Draper gets back to deuce. 1 second, chat. All right. Draper holds 2-0. All right. 15-0. As we do a forehand rally. Swiatek again. The forehand of McNally. Swiatek forehand down the line. McNally slice. Goes in the forehand. Swiatek over. Hits it. 30-15. Yeah, Cilic came to play. All right, 30-15. Tommy Paul won the first set, by the way, against Ovner. Good serving from Cilic, 30 love. All right, 30 love. Serve out wide is a double fault from Cilic, and it's 30-15. Serve into the backhand. Draper is a fault from Cilic. Second serve. Serve into the backhand of Draper. Return goes a forehand of Cilic. Draper slice. Into the backhand of Cilic as Draper puts a forehand in the net. 40-15 as McNally gets on the board in the second. All right. 3-1 Swiatek in the second. All right, 15 love as Swiatek serves again. All right. Cute cat. What does that mean? You called you a cat. You're not a cat. Yeah, they called you a cat. It's crazy. I'm shocked as well. I'm shocked they called you a cat as well. It's no cat. She's not a cat. No, she's looking like, what the hell are you talking about? What cat? There's no cats here. Anyways, 15-all. As Swiatek gets to 30-15. As Swiatek serves again. $30-15. Swiatek serves again. Into the back of McNally. Forehand. Swiatek goes long. No, goes in. McNally gets it back. Swiatek then hits a winner. 40-15. 40-15. Can people in the chats please stop spamming the commands? It's really annoying. We don't need to constantly tell everybody about every single thing that's happening on the channel. You can just... all I'm seeing is Nightbot spamming commands. Please stop doing it. It's really annoying. Nightbot will do it automatically if it needs to. 4-1. You said serve is important for grass top spinners, but what about coming to the net? What? Yeah, volleys are important too, for sure. Volleys are still effective on grass. 3-0. Draper holds. I used to have a black pug. They're the clingiest. Yeah. Yes, she is. All right. Swiatek. 4-1 in the second. First set went 7-5. All right, Cilic serves 3-0. As the backhand return goes out from Draper for 15 love. Krejcikova will play Navarro. Ooh, that's an interesting match. Take 5 Nightbot, yeah. Yeah, Nightbot's just getting triggered by people in the chat. So just stop spamming all the commands. It's unnecessary. Commands are there to be used if we need them. Not just write something useful. All right, 15-0. Federer smoked Cilic in 2017. Yeah, that's because Cilic was injured. All right, 15-0. As Cilic serves a fault, second serve. Swiatek 4-1 in the second. Now, she was up 4-1 in the first, and look what happened. So we'll see if she can hold this time. Who had a better career, Cilic or Ivanisevic? Good question. 15 love. As the return now goes out by Swiatek, 30 love. I want to say Cilic, but I don't know. Anyways, 15-30. 15-30 as Cilic serves again. A fault, second serve. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Draper. Return goes to the backhand of Cilic. Draper backhand cross court. Cilic on the stretch with a forehand as Draper goes down the line. Cilic with a slice. Into the backhand of Draper as Cilic with a forehand down the line is a winner. Beautiful shot, Cilic. 30-0. Would I ever get a cat? No. Not when I have a dog. And Swiatek gets it back into the net. Ooh, that would have been a great shot. All right, 40-15. Mcnally to just stay in touch like she was in the first set. She came back to win. All right, 30-year-old Cilic serves again. First serve was a fault, second serve. To serve into the backhand of Draper. Return goes forward to Cilic. Cilic hits it out. Draper's got a break point. 30-40. 30-40. 30-40. Cilic being younger than Djokovic is mind-boggling. I guess. All right. 30-40. As the return goes into the front of Cilic. Backhand now from Draper in the net. Cilic survives. Deuce. Swiatek, big game here. She needs to eliminate the problems that happened in the first set at this point. As she hits a forehand down the line, Slice McNally goes into the front of Swiatek. There's McNally forehand on the stretch. Swiatek down the line. McNally puts up a lob. Bounce. Backhand for Swiatek. Goes wide. Love 15. Love 15. Now Cilic is the winner. Advantage Cilic. Love 15. Swiatek comes to the net with the backhand, puts it away, 15-0. Cilic deuce here. Serve with a fault by Cilic, second serve. Second serve. The backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand again. The backhand of Draper. Draper hits it out. Advantage Cilic for a 4-3 lead. As Cilic serves. Advantage Cilic. Also Swiatek 40-15. As the Draper backhand goes out, Cilic holds 4-3. All right, 40-15. Swiatek serves again. Into the backhand of McNally. Return goes out. 5-2 Swiatek in the second. Where are we watching from today, chat? I haven't asked that today. Where are we watching from? Let me know. All right. From my laptop. Good one. Good one. Ha 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 ha. Hey Cam, where I'm watching from my house. Bro, you guys, you gotta get new jokes. We've got the UK, we've got Greece, we've got Switzerland, Canada, Croatia, America. Samsonova wins. Nice. Cruz Hewitt's playing the juniors. Cool. Cincinnati. We've got Romania, California. We've got Pittsburgh, Vancouver, Mauritius, Michigan, Philippines. We've got Houston. 5-2. McNally serving to stay in the set. That was one of my better ones. Alan, you are no comedian. You need to find a... So I'm sorry. I don't know who told you were funny, but you need to... Don't quit that day job. Just maybe do it as a hobby. Anyways, love 15. Sorry, that was harsh. But also, you say that every day. Come on. Be better. Be funnier. Love 30. Bit of chance here for Cilic. As Draper serves again. South Africa, Nigeria, Valencia. As we get a fault from Draper, second serve. We've got Oman in the house. We've got Florida, Tennessee. As Draper serves the forehand to Cilic. Return goes in the backhand of Draper. Cilic with a forehand. Again in the backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand again to the Draper backhand. As Cilic backhand down the line. Draper slices it. Into the forehand of Cilic. Draper can't get that one. Love 40. Cilic. Okay. Love 40. Love 40. I'm watching from space. You wish, buddy. Keep dreaming. All right. Love 40. Bro, if you were in space, you wouldn't be using the bandwidth to watch some guy watch tennis. You'd be doing something productive. All right, 1540, one saved. 1540. One save for Draper. All right. Nice serve from Draper again. An ace, 30-40. Eala lost. Yeah. So Eala and Lees, they lost against Gleason and Martins. Swiatek got 15-30, by the way, to try and take this second set. As Draper serves a fault second serve. As we get a backhand out by Cilic. Draper survives. We get the deuce. Watching from the Philippines. What's up? All right, 15-40. Swiatek to take the second set. Monfils just started, by the way, against Fucsovics. We'll keep an eye on Lamont. All right, Mcnally, 15-40 down. She serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serve to the back of Swiatek. Return goes in front of Mcnally. Swiatek backhand to the backhand of Mcnally. Sliced. Into the back of Swiatek down the line. Great shot. Mcnally in the net. Swiatek takes the second. 6-2. We're going 3. All right. Advantage Draper. As he serves a fault. Second serve. All right, backhand slice. Goes in the backhand of Draper. Forehand from Cilic. As we have a forehand from Draper into the backhand of Cilic. As we have a forehand again from Draper to the forehand of Cilic. To the backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand of the stretch. Goes long. Draper holds 4-all. All right, 4-all. Okay. Tommy Paul's got the physio. That sucks. All right, 4-all. Cilic serves again. As the return goes in the forehand of Cilic. Draper into the backhand. Cilic in the net. Love 15. Love 15. Serve in the backhand Draper. Return goes back into Cilic. Draper backhand on the stretch in the net. 15-all. Both have had their chances in this set, Draper and Cilic. Why do I look sad? No, I'm just chilling. 15-all. Swiatek to serve first in the third. 15-all. As Cilic serves a fault. Second serve. As Cilic serves a double fault. 15-30. 15-30. 15-30. Cilic serves again. As a return the net by Draper, 30-all. Grumpy Cam. I don't feel grumpy today. I don't seem grumpy. It's 2 in the morning. I seem like it's 2 in the morning. All right, 30-all. Cilic serves again. As Draper returns in the forehand to Cilic. Draper on the stretch. Hits it in the net, and he falls over, but he's okay. 40-30. Thank you, Rita. Appreciate it. I appreciate you too. Thank you for watching. 40-30. As an ace out wide by Cilic. 5-4. Cilic takes the lead again. Draper's going to serve to stay in the set. Cam is pleasant and very witty. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Danielle Collins is waiting for the winner of Swiatek Mcnally. Yep. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Okay. All right. Draper's going to serve to stay in the first set. And Swiatek serving first in the third. Love Swiatek. All right. If you were grumpy, you have every right to be. I don't know, I'm not grumpy. I don't know where people got that from. Pardon me. If I don't talk for 2 seconds, I'm not grumpy. All right, Draper. Love 15 as he serves to stay in the set. Nice hitting there from Cilic. Love 15. Swiatek at 30-15, first game of the third. There's a back and return from Cilic. Drop shot from Draper. Cilic comes down with a slice. Draper pass. Cilic volley is too good. Love 30. Love 30. I've learned so much about tennis and players thanks to Cam. Hey, thank you, Ron. I hope I'm not just wasting everyone's time. Love 30. Cilic serves. Sorry, Draper serves. Cilic 2 points away from the first set. Serve into the slice of Cilic. Return goes into the forehand of Draper. Cilic forehand again to the forehand of Draper to the forehand of Cilic. Draper backhand. There's Cilic with the forehand inside out. Great shot. Draper on the stretch hits it long. Love 40. Cilic's got set points. To take the first set. Also, Swiatek wins the first game of the third, 1-love. Who's better on a grass court, Kalinskaya or Towson? Probably Kalinskaya, but Towson's been in better form, so I don't know. All right, love 40. Draper in trouble. Serve out wide the backhand is Cilic, and here it's a return winner. Cilic takes the first set, 6-4. All right. First set, 6-4. All right. 1-love Swiatek in the final set. She heads a return out. Cilic, by the way, hits the ball so clean. So effortless. All right. 15-love. McNally serves in the form of Swiatek. She hits it out in the return. 30-love. By the way, Kenin just started her match. She's got an opportunity, Kenin, because of Gauff out the way. Draper in 4. Cilic played more comfortable. Draper will find his momentum, okay? Maybe. Cilic blew that chance against Federer for the championship. He was injured. Why are people giving Cilic a hard time for not winning Wimbledon against Roger Federer? Like, Cilic was injured. No, not 2017 Civic. I want Cilic in the... What the hell? Internet. Yeah, Cilic was injured. Did we all forget? Maybe you won't. No, maybe you watch it. But it was 6-3, 6-1, 6-4. But it wasn't. I mean, go watch the final. Cilic wasn't fit. Cilic struggled because he was not. He wasn't able to play properly. Federer said it. Listen to Federer's post-match speech, and they will tell you. He will tell you that Cilic wasn't 100%. Even Federer knew. Give Cilic a break. Give him a break. The poor guy wasn't 100% in that match. Plus, he played Roger Federer at Wimbledon. A lot of players have lost to Federer at Wimbledon. All right, 30-all. Swiatek looking for the break. There's a bit of backhand now from McNally. Goes out. 30-40. Swiatek to take the break in the final set here. All right. 30-40. Swiatek. Cilic won a Grand Slam during the Big Three era in itself is a feat. Oh, yeah. Plus, he beat Federer to do it, so that is even more of a feat. Backhand return goes back into Cilic. Into the backhand Draper. Cilic backhand slice. Draper. Backhand into the forehand Cilic. Down the line goes out by Cilic. 15-all as Swiatek hits it out in the return. It's deuce. Cilic is a fantastic player. Oh, yeah. All right. Forehand winner from Cilic, 30-15. Swiatek forehand cross court into the slice of McNally. To the forehand Swiatek. McNally backhand slice. Swiatek backhand down the line of the forehand McNally on the stretch. Swiatek into the McNally slice again. Swiatek forehand cross court. McNally gets it. Into the forehand Swiatek as McNally backhand. Into the forehand Swiatek. Again, the forehand McNally on the stretch. Swiatek forehand again Into that McNally slice. It's a drop shot, but it's terrible, and Swiatek puts it away. Advantage Swiatek. Cilic double faults, by the way, 30-all. All right. Swiatek to take the break, final set. Serving to the back of Swiatek, return into the front of McNally. Swiatek forehand to the back end of McNally. Again, the front of Swiatek cross court. McNally on the stretch with a slice. Swiatek forehand down the line. McNally can't get it because Swiatek hit it out. Again. All right, 30-40 for Draper. All right. Return now to the forehand of Draper. Cilic with a forehand. Nope. Draper hit it wide. We get the deuce. So, like, you can literally Google Wimbledon final Cilic Federer, and it comes up with Cilic knows how much his tears were owing to the pain of the massive blister on his left foot and how much it was being overcome by the significance of the occasion. Cilic had a massive blister on his left foot that compromised him in the Federer match. And again, listen to Federer's interview post-match speech, and he mentions Cilic being not being 100%. So Cilic was not 100% in the final. And then go watch the 2018 final where Cilic took Federer to 5 sets. By the way, behind the back shot by McNally, and then Swiatek hits a forehand, and McNally hits it out. That was a great trick by McNally, but she won the point. And then but then like Cilic then put Federer to 5 sets in Australia in 2018. So, I mean, obviously he's capable, but he couldn't move with the blister in 2017 Wimbledon. Plus also getting injured in a final of Wimbledon is heartbreaking, right? I mean, especially because Croatia and Wimbledon have such a history. You know, they've had some great results here, and obviously with Goran winning here, Croatia and Wimbledon have a good combination. And Cilic was trying to become, the first place since Goran, and so of course devastating not to be 100%. But yeah, just go watch that we'll go watch the interview with Federer, and he even mentioned it. He goes, he mentioned it. Forehand Swiatek, there's the winner. And it's 2-love Swiatek in the final set. All right, Draper serves. Draper hits it out. Draper's making a lot of errors here. Love 15. Draper serves the backhand of Cilic. Return goes backhand of Draper. Cilic forehand into the backhand of Draper. Again to the forehand of Cilic as Draper backhand again. Into the forehand of Cilic. And Cilic hits it out. 15-all. As Draper serves the fault. Second serve. And the return goes the backhand of Draper. Backhand out from Cilic. Into the forehand of Draper. Cilic back and again the forward of Draper into the forward of Cilic, which Draper hit it out, 15-30. What would you consider the greatest tennis match ever? Wimbledon 2008. Between Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. That's the only answer. 15-30. There's been a 4-game winner down the line from Cilic. 15-40. That is the answer, and I will not have anything else to say about it. I don't want to hear anything else from anyone. Greatest match of all time. 08 Wimbledon. Hands down. No contest. Unanimous decision. 15-40 as the backhand goes into the net from Draper. What the hell? Cilic with a set and a break. 2012 finals, my pick. Yeah. But I ask you this. How many times have you watched that, though? Like, I would go watch 2008 Wimbledon tomorrow. In fact, I might watch it after this tournament because I have it on DVD. But how many times... I wouldn't go back to 2012 AO. It was grindy. It was long. It was exciting, but the quality of that match isn't the same as what I think with 08 Wimbledon. I think 08 Wimbledon, every point, every game, there was some crazy shit going on. You know? Again, for me, everyone's got their own personal favorite, but I think that the 2008 Wimbledon final is the greatest match ever. For many reasons. But again, I mean, everyone's got a personal favorite, right? I mean, you don't have to... You might have a different pick. It doesn't have to be right. It could be right, it might be wrong, but that's fine. But again, I wouldn't go back and watch 2012 Australian Open. Personally. But that's just because I like shot making and winners, and that's what 2008 was. You know, it was about Federer's shot making and Rafa's resilience, right? Whereas 2012 was about 50 shot rallies and a battle of physicality, you know, and that's cool. You know, that's cool, but it's like you can watch that once, but it's, you know, I don't know if I need to watch it twice. Maybe I'll rewatch it and try and remember. Maybe I need to rewatch it. Maybe I'm forgetting things. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But 2008, I just remember it just like there was just like so many highlight shots like all the time. Like it was just such a battle. And plus, it had the build-up of the two previous Wimbledon finals where Rafa and Roger played, and Rafa hadn't won. So it was like it just had so much going for it. Whereas 2012 was just kind of like Rafa and Nole out of nowhere. I was like, okay. But I will say it's the most physical battle. If you like physical battle, that's the one you'd watch. But I think 2008 was the best display of tennis by two people ever. The highest level. And 2019 Wimbledon, Federer played like... Djokovic played terrible. Federer played well, but Djokovic didn't play well in the first 4 sets. So don't even mention that one. Because you can't... I'd go rewatch that, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a good match by both guys. It was mental strength by Djokovic, good by Federer, but it's not a great match. The drama of the final set was good, but the quality wasn't. Djokovic didn't play very well. He snuck out the tie breaks and then survived in the 5th. It was clutch, but it wasn't quality. 2008, though. 2008 Wimbledon had it all. The perfect match. You know, it's 30-15. As that goes out by Draper, 40-15. I don't know what Draper's doing here. Does he realize that he's losing? 40-15. Cilic is solid, man. Greatest women's match ever? That's a tough one. 40-15. As we get a return now out by Draper. It's 3-love, Cilic. What do I consider the best women's matches? Because I gotta be honest, like I can only base it on recent times. Best. What do I consider the best? Some of the Martina Chrissy ones must have been it. I'm trying to think of finals though. Finals, Grand Slam finals for the ladies. Osaka versus Kvitova 2019 Australia was pretty good, from what I can remember. What is the greatest women's match of all time? Here we go. 92 French Open, 99 French Open, 2005 Wimbledon. I'm going to have to rewatch some of these. 15:30. Swiatek looking for that bakery in this final set here. Maybe a Serena Venus match? Maybe. '88 Wimbledon final was the best. Did you? You're a time traveler. Is it a 4 now from Cilic to the 4 to Draper? Back in Cilic is out. So 15-love. Is it a 4 winner by Swiatek? 15-40. Swiatek's figured it out. 15-40. Swiatek for a 4-love lead in the final set. As Cilic is another beautiful winner, 15-all. And Swiatek returns it wide, 30-40. As the return goes in, the 4 to Swiatek, and Swiatek puts it. Oh no, McNally gets it. And then Swiatek puts down a smash. McNally with another lob. And then Swiatek puts it away eventually. And Swiatek takes the 4-love lead in the final set. All right. 4-love. For love. And Draper, as he tries to just hang in here at 40-15. Yeah, Coco versus Sabalenka 23 US Open was pretty good too. All right, Draper serves the fault, second serve. As a return from Cilic goes in the 4 to Draper. Draper hits it out though, and it's 40-30. All right, 40-30. As the return goes in the forehand of Draper. Draper hits a winner, 3-1. Cilic with the break. And the first set, but Draper's hanging on. As Swiatek gets a backhand long. 15. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. All right, 15:30. As McNally tries to get one of these breaks back. $15.30. All right, 15:40. Swiatek has 2 breaks to serve. As we have 4 now, Swiatek, that goes into the corner, 30-40. Cilic, by the way, 40 love. Cilic. Cilic 4-1 with an ace. And Swiatek survives, gets the deuce. She wants that bagel. By the way, in other news, I'm just having a look at the other score. Oh, Paul's at 1 set all. That's weird. Kenin is down 4-1. Yastrzemska's got match point. All right. Swiatek trying to get to 5 love. Swiatek serves. Into the backhand of McNally. Backhand of Swiatek. The volley of McNally. But she can't get it. Advantage Swiatek for a 5 love lead. Now, Chad, I know it's early. Draper fans, can you just block your ears, please? Can you please block your ears? I don't want to have to deal with you. Just trust me. You don't want to hear what I want to say. What I'm going to say. Block your ears. I know it's early though, chat. But we know that some players struggle to play at home. They're great everywhere else. They're Grand Slam champions in other countries. But when they come home, they don't play well. Is Draper one of those players? That's what we got to ask, because yeah, Cilic is a former finalist. Yes, Cilic is tough, but it's not just Cilic losing to Cilic today. He hasn't quite been able to figure out how to play well at Wimbledon yet, Draper. Now he is young, so there's plenty of time, but we do know a lot of French players in particular don't play well at home. Right? There are a lot of Australians that don't play well in Australia. You know? So it's not uncommon for locals to not play well at home. But I know it's early, right? Draper's got plenty of time to figure out how to play at home. But he can't get through the second round at the moment. He's not like, it's not like he's 18. He's had a few Wimbledons to try and get there. And if he goes down in straight sets, I mean, Cilic is great, but he's not. It's 2025. There's Cilic in the net, 30-15. And still a long way to go until this match is over. But I'm just going to mention, some players don't play well at home. In their home slams, they struggle with whatever it is. Expectation, people watch, like family coming to watch, you don't want to play well in front of your fans, whatever it is. You can win you obviously can win in other places, but this is an uncharacteristic Draper here. This is not how Draper has been playing this year. He hasn't been playing this unsure. Cilic is playing clean as well. I'll give him credit as Cilic slices it down the line, but it's out 40-15. Still plenty of time for Draper to come back though. So but just something to think about if he doesn't come back. All right, Swiatek dominating. Final set. As Draper serves an ace, 4-2. Draper holds on. Big hold for him. Ah, 4-2. Swiatek is 5-love in the third. McNally serving to get a game. This has been a bit of a shock to the system for Swiatek. She's got to play Collins tomorrow in a couple of days. So it's not going to get any easier. We know Swiatek's draw is terrible. Collins and then Raducanu. As Swiatek in the net, 15-love. Yeah, the Americans are the only ones that seem to perform well at home all the time. The Americans don't struggle in America, which is interesting. Maybe it's because there's a lot of tournaments in America. So there's a lot of chances. Cincinnati, you've got Indian Wells, Miami. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to play at home in America. So maybe there's not as much pressure. Whereas in Australia, you've got like 2 chances. In the UK, you've got 2 chances or 3, maybe 3 chances if you want to play an extra match in Eastbourne. In France, you've got a couple of chances to play well at home. In America, you could play. I mean, you don't even have to play a big tournament. You can play, you can play Cincinnati. You can play Washington, right? You can play Charleston for the ladies. You can play friggin' whatever else there is. Winston-Salem to get some home court form. I mean, America's got so many home tournaments that maybe that's the reason that Americans don't struggle at home, because they get so many opportunities to play in front of the American crowd. Whereas Draper, like I said, he's got Queen's Club and Eastbourne and Wimbledon. That's it. No more British tournaments other than that, right? France, you've got French Open and Paris Indoors. And Montpellier. I think that's it, right? Is there any more French tournaments? Monte Carlo, maybe, kind of, not really. Anyways, 40-love Cilic is playing like a younger version of himself, 10 years younger. 40-love. Beautiful winner by Cilic. He is looking confident. Oh yeah, Marseille. They play in Marseille as well, don't they? Swiatek. She will serve for the match. As Cilic goes a 5-2 like that. All right, Cilic, in an hour and 15 minutes, is 1 game from a 2-sets-to-love lead against the local favorite. Yeah, Draper's got to get it together. All right, Swiatek serve for the match. After a bit of a scare, she'll play Collins on Saturday, which is always interesting. Return winner from McNally. Love 15. Love 15. As the return goes back to Swiatek. Forehand from McNally. Into the forehand of Swiatek. McNally forehand into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch. To the backhand of McNally. Swiatek's there with the backhand. Into the forehand of McNally. Drop shot's good. No. It went in the net. Would have been good. It was a good shot, but she just couldn't quite make the net. 15 all. All right, serve again. To the forehand of McNally. Return goes back to Swiatek. McNally backhand again to the back of Swiatek. Down the line is good. McNally on the stretch gets it. Into the forehand of Swiatek is McNally backhand. To the backhand of Swiatek. To the slice of McNally is Swiatek forehand cross. McNally hits it long and it's 30-15. And Draper gets the 30 love. All right, 30-15. Yeah, Collins will not be intimidated. 30-15. Swiatek 2 points away. There's a bit of serve. Into the fault. Second serve. God, Cilic is hitting so clean. I would love to. You know what? I'm gonna ask a question in a second about Draper. And question something about his game. As we had a backhand return out of the backhand of Swiatek, forehand from McNally, and Swiatek in the net in the 30-all. Does Draper struggle against players with good backhands? Because the left-handed shots don't work as well against good backhands. Is he less effective against players with a good backhand? Because Cilic has a great backhand. $40-15. As Draper serves into the backhand of Cilic, forehand from Draper in the net. And it's back 40-30. Swiatek forehand to the forehand of McNally. Forehand from Swiatek down the line is out. And it's 30-40, breakback point. I'd love to see Draper play Zverev, if that's the case, because Zverev has a great backhand. And it would be interesting to see Draper play Zverev, if that is the case. As Draper holds, and Chilic's going to serve for a 2-6-love lead. I don't know what Draper and Zverev's head-to-head is. But, because I'm trying to think of the players that Draper beats, and if any of them have a decent backhand, McNally hits it out and we get to deuce. Yeah, I'm trying to think of Draper playing against guys with good backhands lately. Like, really good backhands. I'm talking like, He did lose to Norrie here last year, who has a pretty, it's not a pretty backhand, but it's a decent backhand. It's a solid backhand. But also Norrie's lefty, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Backhand to forehand rally as Cilic forehand inside out to the forehand of Draper. Cilic backhand to the backhand of Draper. Great shot, Draper. Love 15. Advantage McNally to get back one of the breaks. Just trying to think. Can somebody give me who's a player that he beat who has a good backhand lately, Draper? All right, Swiatek with a fault, second serve. And the return goes backhand of Cilic. Draper backhand the forehand of Cilic. Draper on the stretch as Cilic backhand down the line. Cilic got Draper running around. And then he hits a cross-court backhand from Cilic. It's beautiful, 15-all. Swiatek backhand into the slice of McNally. Into the back of Swiatek. McNally puts up a lob. But it goes long, back to deuce. Obviously, everyone struggles against Djokovic, but I wonder if he struggles against his backhand particularly. Well, that's just, I'm thinking of Draper does well against Alcaraz, right? And Alcaraz's backhand's good, but it's not great. It's not like his best shot. But Sinner, his backhand is a lot better, than Alcaraz, right? It's a lot harder to attack, right? I'm just trying to think. Who else is... Musetti's got a decent backhand, but then again, it's not... It has its issues. Being a one-handed always is tough. Anyways, advantage Swiatek. Match point to avoid disaster and take on Collins. Cilic has also got 40-15. All right, serving to the forehand of McNally. Return goes to forehand of Swiatek, who shanks it. We're back to deuce. Cilic for a 2-6 lead against Draper, the number 4 seed. Cilic with a serve. Into the backhand, Draper return. Goes out. Wow. Marin Cilic turning back the clock. And he's got a 2-6 lead against Jack Draper, and it's been pretty quick. All of a sudden, it doesn't feel like this has been a long slog where Draper's been, missed opportunities. It's been a very quick, straightforward 2 sets to love lead. And that's scary because Draper's got to do a lot of work to get back in this now. But also he's got to do a lot of work just to get the next set. It's all about the next set. But Cilic has just breezed through this so far. All right, Swiatek's down break point, but she hits a good serve. And we get back to deuce. Draper losing in straight sets like this is crazy. Cilic is great, but he's not. It's not 2015 or even 2018 anymore, or 2017 even. Cilic, we know what he's capable of, but also Draper shouldn't be losing this easily. He shouldn't. He's not serving well enough. That's one part. Anyways, forehand goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Forehand now from Mcnally into the forehand of Swiatek, because Mcnally forehand goes long. Advantage Swiatek to take her spot in the third round to take on Collins in a couple of days. Cilic was always a disruptor on grass, but he hardly seems to have played lately. Yeah, he hasn't played. All right, Draper's got to start the comeback now. He's trying to fire himself up. But Swiatek wins with a good serve, and she will play Collins in the third round. Swiatek Collins. GG's. Tough fight for Swiatek. She was up 4-1 in the first, had to fight for 3, but Iga Swiatek gets it done. All right. Iga Swiatek into the third round. Now, if you want to keep watching Draper take on Cilic, and we're going to watch Sinner as well after this, so Sinner's coming up as well. Jannik Sinner taking on Alexandra Vukic. Jump on over, and we're going to merge the streams, but watching possibly the biggest upset on the men's side. Draper was expected to do well on grass. Zverev and Medvedev and whoever else has lost this week, we were kind of like, maybe. But this is a big deal. So jump on over if you want to keep watching this potential upset. But Swiatek wins from a set down. She comes back, she wins. And she takes on Collins in a couple of days' time. If we're not going to see you now, we'll see you then. Okay. We have got